Hello. The purpose of this video is to talk to you guys about the handbook entry presentation video, which is part of a two-part assignment that you will be doing in this class. This part, of course, is the video component, worth 30 points. The purpose of this assignment is to come up with a very general understanding that there are two types of assessment. Two categories, which one of them would be your formative assessment and the other category, which would be your summative assessment. What you guys are going to do, well, let me back up a little bit. So formative assessment, the way I've always liked to explain that, is you're forming an understanding of what your students are understanding. So this is done throughout a unit. It's done sometimes at the beginning of a unit. That would be your pre-assessment. And then of course little checks, like just checking for understanding, tickets out the door, even partner pair shares, those kind of things can be treated as formative assessment. You're wanting to form an understanding of what your students know, what they already know, what they still need to know, and it should guide your future instruction. Summative assessment, on the other hand, the way I like to look at that and explain it to my students is that it's a summary. It's usually found at the end. So if you've read a book and then you do a summary, you're summarizing what that book was about. So if you think about that with summative assessment, it's kind of your end result. Most of the time it can be like a chapter test, it could be a book report, it could be pretty much anything that would summarize what the students know. Of course, it would still guide future instruction because a summative assessment is not the end result to where you wouldn't do anything with it. You would still want to continue to instruct your students and help them to understand what they didn't understand. So that's just a quick breakdown of the difference between formative and summative assessments. You'll notice on my screen here I have the handbook entry presentation video assignment pulled up in Canvas. There is a link to a Google Doc sign-up sheet. I'm going to click on that. And you'll notice what comes up is a sign-up sheet broken down by formative assessment strategies and then also summative assessment strategies. So what I want you guys to do is you're going to just pick one. So if you want to do think, pair, share, you would just put your name here. Exit tickets, you'd put your name here. So the top is formative assessments. The bottom are summative assessment strategies. There are a couple that I put in parentheses that could be used as formative assessment approach as well, but it'll be kind of up to you how you approach it when you do your video. So you'd need to just sign up for one. Please try to spread those out. We can get 2 people in each one, but I would prefer for them to all to be filled up first. So going back to the video assignment, you're going to complete an approximate 5-minute video presentation with the following components by June 5th. You will have the history of the strategy, the theory behind the strategy, and I went ahead and included the 4 main theories are cognitivism, constructivist, behaviorism, and social constructivist. So as you're thinking about the theoretical perspective behind that strategy, keep those 4 in mind. So going back to our sign-up sheet on the think, pair, share, you could definitely put under constructivist or social constructivist because they're working with a partner to construct meaning around something. So don't put too much thought into that. It should be, fairly obvious which theory it would fall under. Then what you're going to do is you're going to come up with classroom application. This can come from literature or also some of your own ideas, but just how would you use this in the classroom? What would it look like? And then, of course, some specific examples. Scoring, how would you score it? How would you track the progress? Going back to the think, pair, share, even though it's just students talking to one another, how might you score that or how might you annotate that for future reference? Because it is important even for formative assessment to kind of keep track. It could just be a journal of anecdotal records. It's kind of up to you. So you're going to want to think about that. And then, of course, your references cited appropriately in APA. And then you're going to do 2 peer reviews of the videos. So you're going to watch another student's video, assign through Canvas, and then you'll have a few days to review their video. Any questions or concerns? Just a quick review that we do have Zoom office hours that are posted in the syllabus that are weekly reoccurring meeting times. And you can always text or call me at the number here. I've also provided some examples. This was a student from last semester. This was her video that I went ahead and uploaded into YouTube. And then I also have another one that a student did that was a secondary example. And she did hers in PowerPoint, and then just did her audio into the PowerPoint. So it's really up to you which one. It just needs to be a video. Any questions? Let me know. Thanks.